Alright, what's going on everyone? Today I'm going to be talking about overthinking. Overthinking is something that everyone struggles with, I believe. If you have any amount of thought behind what you do or where you want to be or any thoughts relative to yourself at all, I think overthinking is something that everyone struggles with because in reality everything is scary and you always want to have a plan for it and that is done by thinking. However, when you aren't acting, these thoughts can become way too intricate and deep when they don't really need to be. Overthinking is something that I've struggled with too, especially when I'm alone. I tend to overthink everything, every single possibility, even like what I'm gonna have for supper, you know? It's like it just becomes crazy to a point where it's not even helping. And so what I want to do is help people realize when they might be overthinking in some ways to improve their problems that they're having, right? Of course, I'm not a therapist, so I can't exactly help you with all your problems. Some things you need professional help for. I'm just here to give my 2 cents and what has all helped me. Like I said, it normally happens when you're alone, not doing much, because you just have that time on your hands to actually think, right? You can't be thinking when you're out doing stuff, when you're like going for a run or lifting weights or even at work, right? It's hard to overthink while you're actively doing something. And one of the issues that I find is once you start thinking about something, you just start to go on a rabbit hole and it digs a hole and it you keep going into this hole until everything seems bleak, like you're in oblivion, basically, is one way I'd like to put it. You overthink so much that you create a reality around yourself that's just not true. Okay, it makes you question everything. It leaves you to existentialism, right? It makes you question absolutely everything in the world, and that is terrible. That is a terrible place to be. It it just leads to anxiety and more overthinking, and it just compounds on itself to where it's completely unbearable. So whenever you see yourself starting to overthink, one thing that has helped me out a lot is whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're worrying about, just take a step to improve it, or just improve it outright, right? So if you're overthinking about what you're gonna have for supper or whatever you're gonna have for lunch, go to the grocery store or look up recipes online and find something. I mean, obviously that's a really small example, but like say you're worried about your job or something. You're worried about what kind of job you're gonna find after you graduate college, because that's a real concern that people have. Whenever you're worrying about something like that, simply go online and just start applying to places. The amount of improvement that it has on your life is drastic. It leads you to have some control over the things that happen to you, right? It allows you to be in control of your own life, and that is a great feeling that everyone wants. They all want to be in control of their own life. So, next time you start to overthink, just start taking small steps or big ones if you're able to try and improve whatever's on your mind, right? And oftentimes it's whatever first comes to your mind is the right solution for you. It might not be the easiest. It's what your brain has set out, and you've already thought about it. And the first thing that comes to your mind is oftentimes the best thing you can do to help improve your situation. Even if it doesn't seem like it, it probably is, just based off my experience of overthinking a lot. You don't want to distract yourself from these thoughts either. They're valid thoughts for the most part. Whatever is leading you down this rabbit hole is valid up until you overthink completely. So sometimes it's best to sit there for an hour or something, or 20 minutes, you know, just thinking about what is upsetting you, because it's real emotion that you're feeling, and you have to figure out what exactly is causing that. And the only you can't get to that conclusion by distracting yourself by just going out doing stuff, watching YouTube videos, you know, playing video games, stuff like that. So you have to actually sit there and think about what is going wrong in your life, and you have to come up with solutions to it. And like I said, the first thing that comes to your mind is most often the right thing to do. I guess that's all what I have to say on this topic. Hopefully this helps you in any way. Like I said, I'm not a therapist, so take this all with a grain of salt. It's just what has helped me for the most part. Alright, thank you. Bye.